Welcome to the Future Strong podcast, where we take source material and really unpack the key nuggets of knowledge for you. Today, we're diving into some pretty fascinating breaking news. It really makes you stop and think about AI, artificial intelligence, and the whole world of creative works. Our mission here is to explore how the meaning of copyright is changing, in this age of AI, and we're doing it through the lens of a very specific and frankly surprising development from Anthropic. Okay, let's get into it. So, what's the big news? Well, it's this report about Anthropic, the company behind the AI model Claude. And here's where it gets really interesting. Apparently, they bought millions of actual physical print books, bought them specifically to scan them digitally. Yeah, not just grabbing digital copies that are already out there. They went old school, bought the paper books, and then scanned them, all to use as training data for Claude.
It's fascinating, isn't it? The sheer scale of it, first off, and the method itself. It really tells you something about the lengths these AI companies are going to get diverse training data.
Yeah.
It's not just about tapping into existing digital stuff. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, well, it immediately brings up some pretty critical questions, like how do we even define use or copying, especially now in the digital age with AI training?
Exactly. That whole copying aspect. I mean, traditionally, copyright protects creators, right? It controls who can reproduce and distribute their work. But if an AI reads, and I'm using air quotes there, millions of scanned books just to learn patterns and then generate totally new text, is that a copy like we normally think of it, or is it something else, a transformation?
Well, that's the legal tangle, isn't it? Because scanning the physical book, that seems like making a copy pretty clearly. But then the use of that scan to train the AI,
Yeah.
that's where it gets murky. Is that training process transformative use? That's often covered by fair use.
Ah, okay. Transformative meaning it changes the original work enough for a new purpose.
Kind of. Or is it creating what the law calls a derivative work without getting permission? A derivative work is like directly adapting the original. Think a movie based on a book. Transformative use, on the other hand, is supposed to add something new, alter it significantly. The argument is whether AI training does that in our copyright laws. They're really struggling to keep up with this tech. This kind of AI reading just doesn't have a clear legal precedent. So you've got creators saying, hey, my work is being used here without permission, without pay. And that could devalue what they do. But then the AI developers might argue, look, this is fair use. It's like a human reading tons of books to learn and then creating something new.
So that fair use argument is pretty central for the developers.
It is. But, the critics push back hard on that. They say, well, if creators aren't compensated, what's the incentive to create original work in the first place? It could undermine everything.
And this isn't just books, right? We're seeing the same arguments with AI training on images, music, even software code.
Oh, absolutely. The core principles stretch across all kinds of intellectual property. It's a huge challenge because, again, the laws weren't written for AI models that swallow massive amounts of data to learn patterns, not to just spit out copies. That's exactly why we're seeing lawsuits popping up trying to force the courts to define these boundaries. What is fair use in this new AI context? The stakes are incredibly high. It impacts how artists get paid, the future of creative industries. Everything, really.
Yeah, it really makes you pause. If you're a writer, say, how do you feel about your novel becoming, well, data for an AI? So thinking beyond this Anthropic case, what does all this mean for you listening, whether you're a creator yourself, maybe a business leader, or just someone using media these days?
That means everything's a bit unstable right now. The value, the ownership of creative work is shifting. For creators, it's suddenly urgent questions about licensing, getting credit, getting paid. For businesses, well, you're navigating a legal minefield that's changing constantly, ethically too. And for everyone else, the consumers, it's about maybe thinking where the content you see comes from and what AI-generated stuff means for human creativity down the line. We're trying to find that balance, support AI innovation, but also protect human creators. And this conversation is evolving, really 24/7.
Yeah, this whole Anthropic story, buying physical books to scan, it really throws a spotlight on how urgently we need clarity. What does copyright even mean when an AI learns from human work and then creates its own content?
Exactly. These developments are pushing boundaries, what we thought was possible and what we thought was legal. It's complex, it's moving fast, and we really need to pay attention.
So here's something to think about. As AI gets more and more sophisticated, more integrated into how things are made, how can we best support human creativity, keep that spark alive, while still letting technology move forward? It's a huge question, and the answer is really going to shape our digital future.